What are you doing in Saudi Arabia? Because I know you flew to Jordan to help with the repatriation, pero ano pong meron sa Saudi?
Yeah, this was already in the lineup of visits anyway. Even as the Iran-Israel conflict was ongoing, but of course ceasefire na ngayon, and I still pushed through with the visit. But this was supposed to be a check, pakikidaupalad muli with our Filipino community here more than anything. Visiting our shelters, visiting jails. I'll be visiting jails soon here. And of course, we have a new ambassador, Ambassador Raymond Balatbat, whom we worked with already anyway in Lebanon when he was there. So just to make a courtesy call and get to meet Ambassador Raymond in his new hat, in his new post. And then we have an entirely new team here, three major offices here in the kingdom, and 3 new labor attaches. So it's a good time to visit and take stock of the things we are doing here. So we had a thorough discussion about welfare cases that we're handling. Just to throw out a few pieces of information, from January to June, for instance, we helped OFWs who were medically ill, around 150 of them, to the tune of nearly 4 million pesos na naipaluwal natin just for January to June. Medically ill OFWs na tinulungan natin. So among others, these are the things that we're doing out here.
Secretary, gaano karami ba at saka ano yung kalagayan ng mga Pinoy ngayon sa Iran at saka sa Lebanon? Dahil mukhang Israel is preparing an attack on Lebanon, no? Sa Hezbollah. Pero siyempre, hindi naman kayang inuwans yan kung aatake sila. Yung buong bansa ang tatamaan. So, ano na yung kalagayan at gaano karami ang mga Pilipino sa Lebanon at saka sa Iran? Paano yung ceasefire may not hold no?
Yeah, we have around 11,000. I was just in Lebanon a week and a half ago. And again, part of the whole round of visits at the height of the conflict, Jordan, Lebanon, and Qatar. So we had a Filipino community gathering, and they were all fine. Of course, the context then was no attacks on Hezbollah or no conflict between Hezbollah and the IDF at the time. Of course, we're hearing also these kinds of news that you had mentioned, Sir Ronald, but we will validate and work closely with the DFA along these lines. But above all things, the President, since day one of the Hamas-IDF conflict in October 7, 2023, had given the clear directive for us to be prepared and to have an interagency whole of government effort here. So we stand ready to assist. Around 1,500, nearing 1,600 already have been repatriated from Lebanon anyway, especially during the height of the attacks in southern Lebanon and southern Beirut. So we stand ready. We stand ready for any future skirmishes or palitan ng fire between the two sides. But we're still hoping against hope na hindi ito mangyari.
Right.
Ilan ang Pinoy, Secretary, sa Lebanon?
11,000. 11,000.
That's just in Lebanon.
In Lebanon.
Okay.
In Iran, we have around less than 100, and around 8 were safely repatriated just a week ago. We're thankful to the DFA, Sec Ricky Manalo, Sec Tess Lazaro, and the effort to bring the repatriates home. I won't give the details as to how they were repatriated for security reasons, but rest assured, we received the 8, and they all safely arrived home, and we have given the necessary post-arrival assistance as directed by the President.
Pero Secretary, may isang isla sa Iran na maraming Pinoy yung naghihintay ng mga visa nila sa Middle East. Doon sila pumupunta. Medyo marami-rami yun. Hindi sila OFW sa Iran. Parang naghihintay lang sila. Pinapayagan silang pumasok ng Iran para maghintay ng mga visa nila dyan sa UAE. No? Doon marami yun. Marami Pinoy doon.
Maybe you're talking about the southern islands of Iran, Kish, for instance.
Yes.
Well, meron tayong binabantayan din ng mga OFWs doon, and even two vessels that had called upon the ports of Kish. So we're closely monitoring. There were 2 ships that we watched in the ports of Bandar Al Abbas a couple of weeks ago, pero nakalayag na. But now there are 2 ships in Kish that we are monitoring. They are safe. They're just waiting to sail for home. And then, of course, the Filipinos in Kish, we're also monitoring their situation.
Sir, is there any reason to
Secretary,
be...
alam namin na hindi naman tina-target yung Saudi Arabia, no? Pero we have the biggest number of OFWs dyan sa bansa na yan eh. At ang balita namin, even in other countries around the Middle East na hindi pa kasama sa conflict, yung mga Pilipino gusto nang magpa-repatriate. Then, kumusta yung mga Pilipino natin dyan mismo sa Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, last night I had a meeting with the Filipino community leaders, the first of 3. We're moving on to the eastern side later to meet the Filipinos there, and then over to the western side the next day. So, okay naman sila. Napag-usapan yung mga contingency plans. You know, merong crisis plans, crisis manuals that are in place, ready to be activated, crisis committees in place, ready to be activated. However, it was clearly emphasized in our meeting last night na much of the details should not be disclosed as yet for security reasons. But rest assured, we stand ready and again, praying hard na hindi manumbalik yung conflict in the face of the ceasefire.
But sir, is there any reason to be concerned of a possible flare-up of another round of violence, especially if Israel discovers na hindi pa completely removed yung enrichment capability ng uranium ng Iran?
Well, again, I have heard of that news, but again, subject to validation, and we're working closely with the DFA. We are not the political and security experts in the ground. I have my own views on the matter, but they're irrelevant as compared to the views of our security political experts, DFA and DND. So I will defer to those 2 agencies, SecIbo and SecTes Ladro.
But what about those who have already been repatriated? What if they want to come back to their places of work there?
Well, what we've done is provide 150,000 pesos upon their return. This is upon the directive of the president to increase the level of our financial assistance. So that's good for around 2 to 6 months salary pantawid, no? So at least for Israel it's 2 months salary, but for Lebanon and Jordan and Palestine, may mga umuwi rin kasi from those areas, that's good for 4 to 6 months salary. So they're good for pantawid, and we're providing with DG Kiko Benitez skills development, skills upskilling opportunities for them also in that period of time habang tinatawid sila and habang meron silang period na temporary cessation of their employment. So ganun muna sa ngayon in light of what's going on. But of course, the alert level in Israel has been lowered to alert level 2. So goes the total deployment ban. So we're down to a partial deployment ban, meaning bawal umalis ang newly hired for Israel, pero pwede naman umalik yung mga datihan na pabalik na Israel. Nagbakasyon lang o nag-renew lang ng contract habang nandito sa Pilipinas.
Secretary, ilan ba sa Israel yung gusto magpa-repatriate ng mga Pilipino? Dahil last time na nandiyan ako, talagang maganda yung kanilang kalagayan dyan eh. Kaya meron mga walang gera, very few ang gustong umalis.
And actually, you have said previously that majority don't want to be repatriated, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So we got up to around 300 plus 320 requests for repatriation, but that has sort of simmered down in a sense that 76 so far ang napauwi natin. Actually, we're in the middle of receiving another 45. May 31 na nakauwi, 26 plus the 3 from Jordan, 1 from Qatar, 1 from Palestine, and then may 45 na pauwi from Israel in the next 3 days. So yun ang inaabangan natin. That will bring the figures up to 76. But the total since the October 7 Hamas attack is around nearing 1,500 from Israel na napauwi na natin.
But the ones
Secretary,
that...
hindi ba mahirap mag-book ng mga flights? Kasi galing ako Europe about 2 weeks ago. Nagre-reroute lahat ng mga
Yes.
aeroplano eh. At saka nagka-total disruption, ano? Kumusta ngayon? Hindi ba mahirap?
It is a bit of a challenge, kaya itong 45 will be broken up into 3 flights. Hindi ma-reserve ng bolto yung 45. So they will be broken up. I will not disclose the flight routes for security reasons, but they will be home in 3 days.
But the ones that the majority in Israel or in the rest of the Middle East who do not want to come home, Secretary, I wonder if you could give us a better insight into why they don't want. Is it that some of them are already reside there? Ano po yung situation nila doon?
Saka
Yeah,
medyo
more than
malaki
anything,
Secretary yung numero sa Israel, di ba? Ang registered, mga 31, 32,000.
30
Yeah.
at 30,000.
Tapos merong yung mga unregistered, mga 20,000, no? Yung marami, yung mga hindi rin registered.
Well, we have it at around 30. So ang dahilan mainly is yung nature of their work. They are caregivers, and alam naman natin sa ating ating mga Pilipino ay natural ang maging mapagkalinga, mapag-aruga, and caregivers are right up in terms of yung line of work na nababagay sa atin. They're dedicated to their work, to their employers, especially their elderly patients and wards. So it's the nature of the work more than anything, dedication and loyalty and perseverance nila. Meron na ring emotional attachment, I should say. So yun ang first, of course, the economic side, yung sweldo, pero sa tingin ko more than anything, it's the commitment to their work. Kaya 30,000, but we have had nearing 1,500 already repatriated.
How do we count at saka take care of those who are not registered, Secretary? Paano, marami rin kasi na wala tayong record pero nandoon, nagtatrabaho, etc.
So,
Paano natin naayos yung registration nun?
Yeah, merong ongoing mapping naman na sinasagawa sina Ambassador Aideen on the ground. Tayo sa DMW, the one good thing about the DMW Charter is hindi na tayo nagdi-distinguish between documented and undocumented. Lahat tinutulungan natin. At ang isang tao, pag undocumented, malamang sa malamang worker yun di ba? That could be the only reason why he or she hangs on to being in that status is because may trabaho siya to. So we don't pass judgment on them for being undocumented. We help them. Lalo na kung halimbawa uwi sila sa bayan natin, yung sinasabi ko kanina, kailangan pantawid na financial assistance. Just to add na dun sa mga ayaw umuwi pero kailangan ng tulong, so we have provided nearly 400 with food packs or financial assistance. We had sheltered, especially at the height of the Iran missile attacks, 50 in our shelters. We continue to run 2 shelters in Israel plus 2 others on reserve. Wala pang laman yun. And then yun nga, we do the rounds. We provide welfare checks. We ask people how they are. I myself conduct occasional Zoom calls with our kababayans in Israel. So we do those things doon sa mga hindi pumibing umuwi.
Secretary, can I digress to another country, ha? Kasi meron ding kontrobersya doon sa China naman na binabar yung isa nating senador at nag-aalala sila na baka pati yung mga Pilipino natin na nasa China ngayon will be affected. Meron na ba kayo nababalitaan na gano'n involving Filipinos in the Chinese territories, Hong Kong and Macau and in the mainland itself?
Wala tayong napabalitaan na gano'n. I was just in Hong Kong about 3 weeks ago with Speaker Martin. And wala. We were in I forget that road. Basta that road where we all celebrate on Sundays.
Lan Kwai Fong, Queens Road.
And we had a celebration. We had a bagong serbisyo fair. So we brought in government agencies, PSA, statistics for the national ID, PRC, and the OWA, of course, admin POI kaunan. So okay naman, maayos doon. And I just got in touch with our labor attaché in Macau. Okay din.
Yeah.
And China, of course, we're in touch with our, Hong Kong and Macau, okay. And then yung sa China, okay naman, we are also in touch with our embassy in Beijing. I had a labor attaché fly over to Beijing and meet Ambassador Flor Cruz just a few days ago. So okay naman, we're monitoring, rest assured, we're monitoring the situation on the ground there.
Sorry, Secretary, I know you have to run to another meeting, but if I could just squeeze in one last very quick question. Ano po yung update natin dun sa land acquisition deal, the 1.4 billion peso land acquisition deal for which OWA Administrator Arnel Ignacio was fired?
Yeah, where we filed the case with the Office of the President. This is for purposes of ascertaining that they will not be occupying another government post again. Kasi out of the position na sila, the former administrator and the 2 former deputies administrator. And we're braced to file a couple of more cases in another government agency, hindi ko muna i-disclose sa ngayon. But also the COA is in the picture, and Admin PY Kaunan is cooperating with the Commission and Audit. Napakagrabe nitong transaction na to, and we need to hold those accountable. Those who have violated, betrayed the public trust and violated our laws on anti-corrupt practices and our public service accountability laws.
Okay, so only one case filed so far with the Office of the President. You're asking for perpetual disqualification from office for now with a few other charges.
Yes,
Okay,
and there should be another case filed. And then, as I said, the COA has come in. The COA is in the picture.
Sige po.
And they're conducting an audit.
Huling tanong na lang, Sec, in relation sa tanong ni Ami Pamintuan. Yung tatlong Pilipino na hinuli sa China, allegedly as spies, yung mga bata, ano bang status nun? Sino ba nag-aasikaso nun? Yung kanilang problema.
That one, I will leave to Sec Tess Lazaro, who's an expert on China, Chinese relation, Phil-Chinese relations. So I will leave the matter on the case to the DFA. But two of the three are OFWs, so we have helped the families here.
Okay.
In the Philippines. We have, on the directive of the President, we have helped the families of the two of the three. Yung pangatlo yata is a student. So anyway, it's all up to the DFA in terms of the handling of the case and the welfare and well-being of our OFWs, of the three there.
Okay. We'll leave that there for now. We know we have to rush off to another meeting. Thanks so much for making time for us. Migrant Workers Secretary Hans Cacdac.
Salamat, Secretary.
Thank you.
Thank you,
God bless po.
Secretary.
Thank you sa inyo.